Hey, Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome to Philadelphia Eagles Now. Today, we're of course getting into a weekend mailbag because we do it every single week here on the channel. Duh. So, if you were a subscriber and you asked a really good question, stay tuned. Your answer might be down below in the comments section. Of course, if you're not a subscriber, like, what are you doing? This is the best Eagle channel on YouTube. I'm biased, but come on, it is. Go down below and subscribe. All right, we are going to start with a trivia question because every Friday we do our trivia questions during the mailbag video. So don't Google this. Just think about it and then answer down below. Who is number 2 on the Eagles' all-time sack list? You know, I don't think I know the answer to this right now. I'm thinking I'm going to find out with you guys down below because, of course, producer just put this in. So I actually don't know the answer yet. So give me your guess what the answer is to the trivia question right now. All right, Alex Hartman says, hey, man, although Sauce Gardner will most likely be off the board, do you like Colby Bryant in the third? He had a lot more action due to Sauce being on the other side, so could be used to it with Slay opposite him, end quote. You know, I like Colby Bryant. I said Colby Bryant, just spelled differently, not like Kobe Bryant. I like him. I think that he's a good player. Now, he's not even close to in the same level as a Derek Stingley or a Tyrann Mathieu or even Ahmad Gardner, obviously, but he does have that kind of number 2 cornerback who got picked on a lot, as you said, because you didn't want to throw Sauce's way, and so you threw Colby Bryant's way. You know, there are a lot of cornerbacks in this draft that'll go in the 3rd round. We're going to hone in on Bryant because he played in a college football playoff game and, of course, has the same name as one of the most famous basketball players of all time. But you just need somebody to play cornerback opposite of Darius Slay. Not anybody. Like, anybody in the draft, rounds 1 through 3, if they take a cornerback at any point, I'll be very, very excited. Now, if they were to take a guy like Bryant, there's no guarantee that he starts because even though we all want a cornerback, and shout out to Stephon Gilmore, who the Eagles apparently almost were able to go ahead and sign, and then in the end did not, so he's off the board. But they still have Zach McPherson. I don't want to disrespect Zach McPherson. I think McPherson had a very, very good rookie year. Now, didn't play a lot, obviously. Now, he did get forced in there a time or two and didn't look 100% ready, but I think he does have the mold of a starting caliber cornerback. Whether that's this year or not, it's not up to me. It's up to defense, right? It's up to Jonathan Gannon deciding that. But don't be surprised if they were to draft a cornerback not in round 1, because a round 1 cornerback starts right away. If you get a corner in round 2 or 3, they're not just given the starting spot opposite of Slade. They got to battle with McPherson to go ahead and win that spot. We'll start with an ad break pin comment down below. What's the bigger need right now, cornerback or wide receiver? We have more questions on this later on in today's video, but I'm curious where you guys are at. Like, for me, these are your 2 biggest needs, as we'll see, but which one is the bigger need of the 2 biggest needs, right? Cornerback or wide receiver, CB for cornerback, or WR for wide receiver. Next question here comes from Dat Boy Deject. He says if he doesn't pull the trigger on getting Tyrann Mathieu, is there a chance he might trade up to get Kyle Hamilton, or will he wait for another safety in the draft? He being Howie Roseman. Yes, I'll talk about Mathieu in a second. Let's just look at, to me, the 4 main guys I could see Howie Roseman trading up to go ahead and get, into the top 10 to go ahead and get. One is Kyle Hamilton. I think that you mentioned him. I think that if you're going to trade up for somebody, he would make sense. Obviously, Ahmad Gardner is number 2. Those are kind of 1A and 1B of, like, if we're going to go up, these are the D2 guys. I'll throw on Trayvon Walker, the pass rusher from UGA. I'm not a huge fan of him, but if you can't get Thibodeau, you can't get Hutchinson, you could go to like 8 with Atlanta and get Walker because he's considered, I think most people say, the 3rd best pass rusher in this draft. And then we'll throw in Chris Olave. Now, you can just insert any receiver here, whether it's Drake London, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, like any of the first-round receivers, Jameson Williams. Don't just pigeonhole Olave in here so the only receiver he would trade up for, there could be another one. So those are the 4 I could see that he definitely wants to trade up for if he were going to. Now, in terms of Tyrann Mathieu, I think that if you do miss on Tyrann Mathieu, you got to get a safety at some point, whether that is Hamilton or Jalen Petrie out of Baylor in round 2 or Nick Cross out of Maryland. Like, there are plenty of safeties in the draft, but I do think that now that Stephon Gilmore is off the table, and Philadelphia, I think, was very much trying to get Stephon Gilmore, I think the attention now focuses in on Tyrann Mathieu, and I wouldn't be surprised if Philadelphia does make a run at him. Now, they've tried to get guys this entire offseason and have been outbid, so the question will be, can they afford and will they give a fair price to Tyrann Mathieu? That remains to be seen. Now, if they do get Tyrann Mathieu, we will 100% cover it here, and we're at 27,000 strong on this channel. 27,000 is an insane number. I appreciate each and every one of you guys from the bottom of my heart. Just a huge fan of you guys for wanting to watch the content on this channel. I'm trying to give you guys the best stuff. You guys like it, subscribe down below, and of course, any updates, we're always going to have it covered here on the channel. Henry Miller says, hey, Thomas, any predictions on the Eagles' record for the 2022-2023 season? You know, I can't give you a number. I can't be like, they're going to go, 10-7, or they're going to win 9 games or whatever. Here's the deal. The Eagles are clearly a playoff team. Now, why are they clearly a playoff team? They're clearly a playoff team because they went to the playoffs last year, right? It's just that simple. Plus, look around the NFC, guys. Like, seriously, the AFC is loaded. I would hate if my favorite team was in the AFC. Like, so the Colts just got Stephon Gilmore, right? You go, oh, wow, the Colts got Matt Ryan and Stephon Gilmore. They're going to be, such a good football team. But then you have to realize they got to go through Justin Herbert. They got to go through Deshaun Watson with the Browns. You got to go through Patrick Mahomes. You got to go through the Raiders. Like, the AFC is not where you want to be. But you have to go through right now in the NFC. The Packers, okay, but the Packers got worse without Devontae Adams. The Bucs, okay, that's totally fair. Dallas, I guess, they're in your division. Like, name me the best teams in the NFC. Philadelphia can 100% be one of the top 7 teams in this conference. I think that they got better. I think you're seeing to see an improved Jalen Hurts, a team that doesn't wait six games to start running the football, a team that's going to have a much improved, hopefully, linebacking core, depending on what they do in the draft. Devontae Smith in round 2, another rookie receiver. Like, it's going to be a better team than last year. And again, Philadelphia took 6 weeks, 6 games to learn that running the football was a good thing for them to do. Imagine them running the football from week 1 all the way to week 17. Like, it's going to be a lot better. So if they miss the playoffs, then, you know, Hurts is going to be gone. I think Sirianni might get the boot because this team for sure can make the postseason. How many wins do you guys have for Philadelphia in 2022? Go down below right now. Give me the answer to this. I don't want to put a number on it, right? You know, the schedule, whenever that comes out. It comes out in like May or something like that. Either way, how many wins for Philly in 2022? Let me know. Now, of course, make sure you guys are also subscribed to Chat Sports, our main channel, because the draft is less than 2 weeks away, and we're going to have live coverage through all 7 rounds. Like, literally, the guys at Chat Sports in the Dallas studios, I will join in at some times. I mean, we go live for 3 straight days nonstop. It's a great place to do it. You see the link on your screen, or just search Chat Sports in the YouTube bar, and you'll see our channel's got like over 300,000 subscribers. So subscribe there, as we have great coverage for the draft. All right, Nacho Liners, we should stay at 15 and 18, take the best available at defensive end, cornerback, wide receiver, and linebacker. We should trade the 3rd round picks to get into the top of the 2nd round. Make sure we get a Jabo or Pickens in that round. Cornerback is probably the most position in need, following wide receiver and linebacker. I agree with everything that you just said there. I think 100%. Now, what I really want to focus in on here is your middle sentence. We should take the 3rd round picks to trade into the top of the 2nd round. I agree. I see Howie trading up in round 2. I think David Ajabo makes a ton of sense. I think whatever position they don't get out of the 4 you just said there, cornerback, defensive end, wide receiver, linebacker, whatever they don't get with their first 2 draft picks in round 1, they're going to make sure that they emphasize in round 2. So whether that is, like, you know, for instance, a defensive end like David Ajabo, a wide receiver like George Pickens, a linebacker if Nakobe Dean were to fall, Chad Muma. Like, round 2 is where Howie, I think, is going to take all these draft picks and start moving in and getting his guys, because you could come away with 2 first-round draft picks, instant starters, an early second-round draft pick, instant starter, and then maybe an additional second-round draft pick, 4 starters. Crazy good stuff. Answer to the trivia question, I should have known this. Of course, it's the Hunter. It's Trent Cole, 85.5 sacks. Who has his second all-time in Eagles sacks? 85.5. I wonder how close Brandon Graham is getting to that. He's got to be getting semi-decently close, although 85.5 is a lot, and Trent Cole played forever from my childhood. Love Trent Cole. Reggie White is your leader with 124, so good luck to whoever wants to get to 124, because that is a massive number. All right, 2 more here. Isaac Torres says, if Stingley falls in the draft, you had a choice between cornerback, linebacker, wide receiver, which 2 players would you take and in what order? And if you were Howie, what 2 do you think he'll take and in what order? You know, cornerback and wide receiver are the 2 biggest needs on this football team. Like, actually, because you have one great cornerback, you need another. You have one great receiver, you need another. Like, those are the 2 biggest needs right now. They addressed linebacker technically with the White signing, even though they still need a linebacker. But technically, they improved the linebacker spot, and they improved the defensive end spot with Hassan Reddick. So, when you talk about biggest needs here, it is, in my opinion, cornerback 1, wide receiver 2. That's like 1A, 1B. Now, I mean, I think Howie Roseman agrees with this, although, as I said before, Howie's a trench guy. Howie wants pass rushers, so don't be shocked if Howie takes a pass rusher at number 15 overall, even though, you know, we want wide receivers and cornerbacks. In terms of players, you guys know the players that I like the Devin Lloyds, the Nakobe Deans, the Chris Olaves, the, you know, Trent McDuffie's, the Ahmad Gardners, Derek Stingley. You guys get the point, right? If Stingley falls, though, and he's there at 15, and we don't take him at 15, a huge mistake. Get him, because 2 cornerbacks are better than 1. It always is. All right, Slipknot 2K Sean says, hey, Tom, how confident are you the Eagles will draft the 1st-round wide receiver? My hopes dropped when we trade away our 16th pick. No, I'm still confident. The Eagles are 100% taking a wide receiver in round 1. I'd be shocked if they don't. Now, a couple of reasons here. 1, you need one, and obviously if you're trying to figure out if Jalen Hurts is going to be good or not, give him all the weapons that he possibly could have. And 2, they tried to get receivers this offseason. I mean, every report that we've seen, whenever this receiver was traded or that receiver was signed, was that Philadelphia was interested, Philadelphia tried, they're going to get a wide receiver. That's not a... My question is it cornerback, defensive end, or linebacker for the other pick? Right? If you go wide receiver at 15, what are you doing at 18? That's my big concern. Again, now, Howie is Howie, and be 3 straight years taking wide receivers in the 1st round, and maybe he waits for round 2 because you can get a good receiver in round 2, and that's fine, but I'd be very surprised if they do not take a wide receiver in round 1. And we'll end on this. Name your favorite first-round wide receiver. Do you have one, right? I think I'm starting to kind of lock in on Chris Olave. I think that I'm kind of being like, you know, best route runner, insane speed. Let's just slice people up. Like, let's just literally have Olave and then obviously Devontae Smith and just carve people up on both the outside. I mean, it'd be a lot of fun. Either way, favorite first-round wide receiver. All right, ultimately today on our Eagles mailbag video, hashtag Eagles in the comment section to be a part of next week's mailbag videos. We do this every single week. You must, of course, be a subscriber. And why don't you guys follow me on Twitter at the same time, at Thomas Mott. If you guys want to ask me questions, I answer them almost every single time on Twitter. And so follow me, ask me, we'll see if it's answered there. All right, ultimately today on our Philadelphia Eagles mailbag video for Philadelphia Eagles Now, Thomas Mott signing off for the rest of your day.